Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Full-time MMA?
MMA,
Nothing
yeah.
else?
My life, man, yeah.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Holy smokes. Mike the Truth Jackson responded to Dana White's harsh criticism of his UFC 225 win over CM Punk. And I gotta admit, he kinda convinced me that he wasn't showboating. Now we talked about this on Full-Time MMA in the morning, and we discussed a little bit of the weird performance that Mike Jackson had over CM Punk at UFC 225, where he seemed to be showboating for the rest of this second and third round after everybody knew CM Punk was pretty much out of the fight. He seemed like he might have been out of gas. Mike Jackson had CM Punk on his back, and it didn't look like CM Punk could really get back up. Mike Jackson he was like in CM Punk's guard, and he was like doing what looked like a bolo punch, like winding up his punches and just punching CM one time. Like it looked like he was showboating because he wasn't trying to finish the fight. He was just like sitting up, like, okay, what do I do here now? You know, CM Punk's on his back. I know I won, but I don't want to fucking hurt him too bad. So I'll just sit here and spin my arm and punch him one time and look away. It looked like he was doing no-look punches, but he's explaining it. He's explaining it all. I guess context is everything. You know, let your eyes deceive you, because he explained it, and I don't even know about this explanation. I don't know if the fans are gonna buy it, because he said, yeah, look, if I couldn't get the first round knockout, I just wanted to let CM Punk know he didn't need to be in there. You know, I'm not trying to hurt the guy. He said, you MMA fans are really some savages. What did you guys just want me to do? Like fucking bust him up, break his nose? I taught the guy a lesson. I showed him he didn't need to fight in the UFC. I'm not just gonna fucking, bust his shit up because you guys want to see blood, essentially. And as far as, well, why couldn't you just submit him to get him out of the fight? Well, that's not necessarily Mike Jackson's game. Maybe if he would have went for his own submission, he would have got submitted. So he was trying to be careful. He said, I didn't want to be the guy that lost to CM Punk. Now, honestly, I'm not really rocking with that excuse, That's something that I think CM Punk could have learned in sparring, right? Like, in his sparring partners, if he didn't have a chance against them, it's probably like, yo, I probably shouldn't go in there at UFC 225. So I don't, who are you to really be the guy? Like, all right, CM, I did enough to you in the first round, and since I didn't knock you out, I'm just gonna fucking drag this fight out. And maybe he had some remorse for CM Punk. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, man, but it is what it is. I will say Mike Jackson was pretty convincing, and he seemed, if you listen to his interview on Area Helwani, he seemed confused by Dana White's criticism. And there's a little context to what he was saying on Twitter. He says, I hit him with punches and elbows, he stayed standing. I didn't want to run in and get caught with dumb shit. Imagine being the guy who loses to CM Punk. And he says, I was looking to my corner for instruction when another fan asked him, well, why are you doing no-look punches? You would look away and punch him. You know what I'm saying? And that's disrespect. He said, well, to me, I didn't think it was disrespect looking away and punching your opponent. Now, I don't know about that, man. Mike Jackson, he said he's coming out and he wants everybody to know that he's not that type of guy. I don't showboat. I'm not that guy, man. I'm a professional. I did what I needed to do and what I said I was going to do. I said I either want to knock him out in the first round, and if I can't knock him out in the first round, I want to make him feel like he does, let him know that this is not for him. He said, and also, I was trying to milk my time a little bit. Hey, I got 10 extra minutes of TV time. That's going to help my career. So he didn't seem bothered by Dana White at all. He actually went at him a little bit. I think he said Dana White's a little emotional and some stuff at the beginning of the interview. Definitely not taking any slack. Like, he's not too worried about what Dana White had to say. A little confused, but he's saying, hey, I wasn't showboating in there. I mean, what are you, a fucking savage? You just want to see CM Punk bleed? And he did make one really good point about Dana White, too. He was like, yo, isn't CM your friend? Like, did you really want me to, fuck up your homie? You know what I'm saying? Like, were you wanting me? Like, ain't that your boy? What? Come on, Dana. Like, why do you want me to fuck your boy up? You should be happy, kind of, I went in there and did that to CM Punk. Like I said, I was going to, so Interesting comeback from Mike Jackson after that performance that seemed very questionable. Even when I was watching it, I'm like, what the fuck? Because I felt like he was kind of showboating, right? I felt like that as well with the no-look punches. Hell, in the NBA or anywhere else, if you do a no-look, or even in boxing, man, if you do a no-look or you put your hands behind your back like motherfucking Conor McGregor or Ali or whoever did that shit in boxing in the past, that seems like you're showboating. If you're putting your hands behind your back, if you got one hand out, if you do a no-look, or you do a little motherfucking dance before you throw a punch, to me that all feels like showboating, especially the no-look punches. You know, you already won the fight. CM Punk, and that's another thing, like CM Punk's cardio looked like he was completely out of the game too, so it's like maybe you could have got a submission, you know? I mean, I don't know how well he could have defended himself being out of gas. So maybe you could have just, you know, got him out of there in the gentleman's way, made him tap real quick, you know what I'm saying? Arm triangle or something, fuck. I mean, but instead we had the little no-look bolo punches that Dana White wasn't too happy with. But Mike Jackson's responding saying, listen, I'm not that type of guy. I got to admit, after listening to the interview, I kind of liked Mike Jackson. I liked what he was saying. I was like, okay, that's well defended. He doesn't really seem to be lying or anything, even though it's kind of hard to believe, you know, the no-look punches. But hey, man, Mike Jackson got the win over CM Punk. Also, after that, he went on to talk about a potential match with Artem Lobov. I think Mike Jackson said something about something about somebody with some little T-Rex arms. He was talking some trash on Artem Lobov. We got a potential super fight in here between CM Punk and Artem Lobov, the GOAT. It would be at lightweight. That's what's interesting about this fight. CM Punk fought at welterweight against CM Punk. Artem Lobov usually fights at 145. So they would have to meet in the middle at 155. Does Mike Jackson think he can make lightweight? Clearly. This is what he said about a potential Artem Lobov fight. You know, after the fight, he said he talked to trash, but this is what Dana White had to say about the potential fight. He said Artem might kill him. It doesn't look like Dana White is too interested in booking Artem Lobov versus Mike Jackson, but I got to admit that's a fight that I'm interested in. Artem Lobov, a legitimate fighter, you know what I'm saying? One of the greatest of all times as far as I'm concerned, taking on Mike Jackson at lightweight. So any advantage you might give to Artem Lobov, considering he's the GOAT, you kind of tip the scales back in Mike Jackson's favor because he was fighting at 170. Coming down to 155, he's probably going to be a little bigger than Artem Lobov, but Artem's the GOAT. So we've got a serious potential fight on our hands, man. If Dana White can, you know, calm down and not be so pissed at Mike Jackson and hear his reasoning and give him a second shot, I think that's a fight I would tune into. Fight Pass, wherever you put it. Artem Lobov versus Mike Jackson, I am in. So, as much as we were prisoners of the moment and the CM Punk performance, I thought he was showboating too. And this is my thought. Hell, if you're going to showboat, your name is fucking Mike Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing no-look bolo punches, how about you make the showboating entertaining? Stand up. Your name is Mike Jackson. Hit the fucking spin. Grab your nuts. Hee hee. You know what I'm saying? Do the moonwalk. Give me a fucking people's elbow. I want to see some entertainment. If you're in here to embarrass the guy and showboat, make this shit entertaining. Do a dance. Motherfucking, you know, that's all I'm saying. Your name is literally fucking Mike Jackson. Can you hit a moonwalk, do the spin, grab the nuts, and then dive back into his guard? Let everybody know you ain't fucking around. And then if you want to play a little bit more, stand up, do a motherfucking wave with your arms, and then slap him at the end. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, man. But turns out the case is he actually wasn't intentionally showboating. He wasn't trying to showboat. So that would make sense why he's not standing up and moonwalking if he's not that kind of guy. You know, if he's not showboating. So hey, that was my gripe earlier on Full-Time MMA in the morning. If you're going to showboat, your name is literally fucking Mike Jackson. Hit a dance move, brother. And so, but it looks like he actually wasn't trying to showboat. With that being said, man, it is what it is. Another good interview. I suggest you go listen to the full interview with Mike Jackson on Ariel Helwani's show. Let the Full-Time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out. And as always, thanks for checking out this video. If you're new or if you're just slacking on your pimping, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to help support this independent channel, you can either click the PayPal button in the description or you can go to patreon.com/fulltimemma and consider becoming a patron. I'm out.
This is #1 bullshit.